We stand at a critical moment in Earth's history, a time when humanity must choose its future. As the world becomes increasingly interdependent and fragile, the future at once holds great peril and great promise. To move forward, we must recognize that in the midst of a magnificent diversity of cultures and life forms, we are one human family and one Earth community with a common destiny. We must join together to bring forth a sustainable global society founded on respect for nature, universal human rights, economic justice, and a culture of peace. Towards this end, it is imperative that we, the peoples of Earth, declare our responsibility to one another, to the greater community of life, and to future generations. That was the preamble of the Earth Charter, established in 2000.
Hi, my name is Dennis McGinley, and I'm doing my presentation on the Earth Charter. What is the Earth Charter? Well, it's simply a set of fundamental values that are necessary to follow if we're going to realistically conquer the challenges that we face in the 21st century. Challenges like mass poverty. This is a picture of the Mumbai slums in India, but it's not something you would see just in India. You would see this in South America, you could see this in China, Eastern Europe, all over the place. You can see this in the Tenderloin. It may look a little different, but there's poverty everywhere. This is a picture of an oil refinery in LA, constantly promoting global warming, unfortunately, ripping holes in our ozone, and decreasing the amount of clean air we have to breathe. This is a picture of deforestation going on in Peru. This is not just happening in Peru, though. It's happening all over the world, also contributing to the global warming we face and decreasing the amount of clean air we can breathe. So how does it work? What does the Earth Charter do? Well, it's simple. It doesn't actually do anything. It just inspires people to live by the values that they've outlined for us. Now, once you get past the preamble, there's 16 articles that are just statements and suggestions of how to live a sustainable life. Now, there's 4 kind of key core values that they outline, those being respect for nature, universal human rights, economic justice, and a culture of peace. Respect for nature is definitely their key focus, because if we're not being sustainable and we can't continue to protect the earth and there's no earth for us to live on, then there's no war to fight. If there's no earth, then there's no you to worry about your next paycheck, or there's no you to worry about where your next meal is going to be coming from if we're not even living. So protecting the environment is definitely their kind of key feature. But other things are important too, like promoting human rights and social justice. Because if we're not getting along with each other, there's no way we're going to be able to collaborate to get through these challenges.
Good.
So what do endorsers do? Well, that's easy. They do all sorts of different things. Whether it's an individual walking around picking up trash on the way to work or class, or whether it be the head of a corporate company who is making sure all of their employees follow some type of guideline that's similar to the Earth Charter. One of the main things people have been doing with the Earth Charter is bringing it into education. So teaching the preschoolers, teaching the kindergartners, teaching all of the young people what the Earth Charter is, and what sustainability is, more importantly, because it's important and vital for them to know. That way we can tackle the challenges that I was mentioning earlier and fight this battle on a level playing field of some sorts. Another thing they're doing is giving these kids not only the awareness and the knowledge, but giving them the voice, empowering these kids to want to take action and to want to change the place that they live in, for the better, of course. Also, there's all sorts of NGOs that are getting involved, helping treaties be devised fairly in the international realm, or whether it be in a business in the middle of a cost-benefit analysis, making sure everybody is being considered. So making sure that the environment is being considered and the people who are working for their families are being considered, not just the heads of everybody, you know, making sure it's a full spectrum view. And then in regards to religion, making sure that we're being tolerant and open-minded and neutral, in a sense, to everybody's thoughts because nobody has the answers, so we might as well just live in a peaceful place. And in regards to the art, well, arts and culture alike are beautiful, and it's just the Earth Charter is making sure everybody realizes this beauty. So who's endorsed this Earth Charter? Well, over 4,500 different organizations, governments, religious institutions, and educational facilities have endorsed it. And that doesn't include individuals like myself. I've realized how important the Earth Charter is, and I've endorsed it. So there's probably double that amount of people who have endorsed it. Cities like Sao Paulo, Brazil, they now run their day-to-day activities based on the Earth Charter. All sorts of different NGOs, such as the Green Cross International, they're just like the Red Cross International, except the Red Cross goes to medical emergencies and the Green Cross goes to sustainability emergencies. All sorts of universities have endorsed the Earth Charter, now making sure that they're running their day-to-day activities on the principles that are found in it. And as I was looking at the list of endorsers, it's extremely long. I found that all of, if not all, most of Vermont city governments have endorsed it, so they realize the importance of it. And I think it's time for California too as well. But something you won't find on that list of endorsers is the University of California. Now, I've looked all across it, and the University of California, Santa Cruz Environmental Studies program has endorsed it. But that's just one small program in all of the University of California system. I find that to be utterly appalling. Because of that shocking news, I've created a couple of goals for my project. Number one, I want to have the University of California endorse the Earth Charter. Not just UC Santa Cruz, not just Berkeley, not just San Francisco or Davis, but the entire UC system. On November 7th, I set up an appointment to meet with the UC Office of the President Sustainability Manager and his colleagues to explain to them why exactly I think the Earth Charter is so important and why I think that as an institution we'll benefit and the entire world will benefit from endorsing this Earth Charter. People look to the Earth Charter, or no, they don't. People look to the University of California as leaders, and as leaders we need to inspire everybody to follow us to endorse this Earth Charter. By endorsing the Earth Charter, millions of people in the state, millions of people across the nation, and in the world are going to be like, what's California doing? Why are they endorsing the Earth Charter? They seem to do good things most often. Let's find out what that is. So that relates to my third goal. I just want to inspire people to learn more about the Earth Charter. I was inspired. Now I'm giving this presentation to you so that you can be inspired as well and maybe go off and create some type of organization that will promote the values that are instilled in it. My second goal, though, is to create an Earth Charter group on every single UC campus. In order to do so, I'm going to ask for funding from the UC Office of the President to give me the ability to go out, teach at every single UC, and create this group. Now, the next slide is a little chaotic, so I want to explain what that's going to look like beforehand. This group is going to consist of a general body or a general council where everybody's going to be able to come and meet and coordinate and collaborate about how to uphold the values that are in this document. Now, there's going to be 4 different campaign teams, each with respect to the 4 values that we talked about earlier. Those being respect for nature, universal human rights, economic justice, and a culture of peace. Each of these campaigns is going to have a campaign coordinator, and this campaign coordinator is going to go out to different organizations on their campuses and figure out what they're doing to uphold these values and what they can do better. Now, when these campaign coordinators come to the general meetings, there's going to be all sorts of collaboration to figure out how, as a university, we can increase our sustainability, we can increase our social justice, we can increase our economic opportunities, and we can be as peaceful as possible. So let's go there right now. So as you can see, this is kind of the outline that would be organizing each and every group on campus. What you see here is some of the organizations who have already expressed interest to me on UC Santa Cruz. I've given briefings and presentations and speeches to them about what I would realistically need from them as an organization, which is not much. It would just be communication mainly, and maybe a representative at times. But yeah, they're interested. They love what I've kind of given them, and they've hopped on board. They're ready. They say, as soon as I get the funding, then we're going to go for it. And they want to be part of it. And I want to be part of our next step forward as a university.
Nice.
I'd like to thank you for watching my presentation today. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please email me. And I'd love to get in contact with you. And if you'd love to help out, let me know. This is all about coordination. Thank you. These are my references.